As human civilizations flourished, so did infectious disease. Large numbers of people living in close proximity to each other and to animals, often with poor sanitation and nutrition, provided fertile breeding grounds for disease. Here's how 5 of the world's worst pandemics finally ended. Number 5. Cholera. In the 19th century, cholera tore through England, killing tens of thousands. A British doctor named John Snow suspected that the mysterious disease lurked in London's drinking water. With dogged effort, Snow convinced local officials to remove the pump handle on the Broad Street drinking well, rendering it unusable, and like magic the infections dried up. It's still a persistent killer in third world countries. Number 4. Smallpox. Smallpox was endemic to Europe, Asia and Arabia for centuries, a persistent menace that killed 3 out of 10 people it infected and left the rest with pockmarked scars. Centuries later, smallpox became the first virus epidemic to be ended by a vaccine. In the late 18th century, a British doctor named Edward Jenner discovered. In 1980 the World Health Organization announced that smallpox had been completely eradicated from the face of the earth. Number 3. The Great Plague of London. London never really caught a break after the Black Death. The plague resurfaced roughly every 10 years from 1348 to 1665, 40 outbreaks in just over 300 years. And with each new plague epidemic, 20% of the men, women and children living in the British capital were killed. By the early 1500s, England imposed the first laws to separate and isolate the sick. The Great Plague of 1665 was one of the worst of the centuries-long outbreaks, killing 100,000 Londoners in just 7 months. Number 2. Black Death. Plague never really went away, and when it returned 800 years later, it killed with reckless abandon. The Black Death, which hit Europe in 1347, claimed an astonishing 200 million lives in just 4 years. As for how to stop the disease, people still had no scientific understanding of contagion. The Venetians increased the forced isolation to 40 days, the origin of the word quarantine. Number 1. Plague of Justinian. One of the deadliest pandemics in recorded history were caused by a single bacterium, Yersinia pestis, a fatal infection. The plague of Justinian arrived in Constantinople. The plague decimated Constantinople and spread like wildfire across Europe, Asia, North Africa and Arabia, killing an estimated 30 to 50 million people, perhaps half of the world's population.